Welcome back, everyone. We are live now again here at KFNX. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show in just a little while here. I have it's now my next guest. I have with me Kamilla Benforte, and she is the owner of Virtuous Circle Coaching. Welcome to the show. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do. Listen up, everyone, because there's a lot of people out there that might be needing something like this. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and welcome everyone, whoever is listening. So my name is Kamilla. Friends and family call me Millie. So if we ever get that level, then everybody can call me Millie. I am an emotional intelligence coach and energy healer. I've been doing this for about 7 years. I'm certified myself, and I am also a founder of Virtuous Circle Coaching. Company is not that new. It started last year. However, what I've been doing this for quite some time. There were some circumstances what actually pushed me to thinking that what I'm doing, how I get here, there's so many people that would benefit from all this information, and I decided to do this. And if I wouldn't have to pay my bills, honestly, I would do that for free, because it's heartwarming, it's heart exploding when people come to me and they are so happy with the letters I get and how they thank me. I have sometimes no words. I am a very emotional person too, and that's why maybe emotional intelligence was what I chose to do. And energy healing, I have been an energy healer for 8 years right now, and I have combined those two areas and came up with my own methodology. So I use coaching and energy healing to get the best results that I can. People are we have our mind, we have our body, we have our spirit, and we have our energy. And we have to kind of find a balance between all those elements to have a sustainable life. We cannot have one of those areas dominate above the other, because it's just not going to work.
It doesn't work when something's out of place, and there's a lot out of place right now. Totally. I want you to tell Millie, I would like you to tell everybody what emotional intelligence means.
There is three elements that make us who we are. It's our IQ, our personality, and emotional intelligence. Those three elements are kind of a psychological makeup that help us to communicate with others, and
So if you don't have one of those things that's missing, emotional intelligence, you said what it is. Well, okay, when I think about emotional intelligence, okay, I think a little bit more about not necessarily how it's not where it's smart. I think that there's a lot of people that are imbalanced. Like, I'll give you an example, and this is what I said I was going to do. And my daughter may be listening, so hey, whatever, I'm going to say it. Mm-hmm. Right now, with the COVID going on, there's a lot of people, not just her, but are very affected by this, whether they've been cooped up at home, whether they're just emotionally frightened, and that's where I'm talking about intelligent. It's your not being able to keep yourself level because you have your fears. And when their fears get
Absolutely.
to you, do you agree with this? So
Absolutely.
when you use that word, it's a great word that you use, intelligence, but what I feel that you mean by that, it's more how if you can't handle it and you don't know what's going on and you're not coping well, the best way to say it is you're not being intelligent about, what you need to do, and you need to learn that, and that's where you come in.
These are basically our responses to some emotional situations.
Right. Now, you right now, I want to get this out right away because this is going to be cool. She's doing an online, it's a live course that you're going to be doing for 3 weeks daily, and I want you to talk a little bit about it and how it's going to work. It's an emotional regulation, so that you can kind of regulate yourself and learn how to do this on your own.
Absolutely. So it's called Overcome Your Biology. I have compared emotions to an ocean. Just like the waves, we cannot really control that. whoever thinks that we can control our emotions, it's an illusion. Just like water, you can control. There is sometimes water can be really nice and calm and inviting, and other times it hits us with a force that can crush rocks. And we need to accept it. Just like surfers learn and know how to recognize the conditions, what kind of water was going to move them forwards, and then other days they know when is a good time to actually bring their children to introduce them to surfing. The same way we have to be able to recognize our emotions, and we can use those emotions to move ours forward.
Now, in this course, you said it's 3 weeks long and it's daily. So really, you're going to learn a lot. I just want to talk a little bit about what some of the courses are, some of the classes that you're going to do. We're going to open up the lines of the audience for everyone to call in. Want you to get entered in to win this, whether it's for you or someone that you know. This is something that is a $200 value, free to you or anyone you know. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check her out on her website. It's Virtuous Circle KB.com. Let's go back into it. So some of the courses, some of the classes that you're going to be doing. What are you going to do?
So it's 3 weeks. The first week we will be basically learning about ourselves, our behavior, and our emotions. We need to recognize the triggers. And we need to learn how our brains actually work. This is not something that we learn at school. Our education system doesn't really pay attention to communication, to the ways of how we communicate, or doesn't tell us how
they expect you to know.
They expect you to know. No one is actually teaching you how your brain works. And so first week, that's what we're learning. We will learn our triggers. Everyone, it's individual, but there's homework, there's exercises with every class where everyone needs to look back into their behaviors or triggers and recognize those. Second week, we will be talking about, I will be giving them tools and suggestions how to get over certain things. And the third week, it's basically we will be wrapping up the masterpiece and creating a plan for everyone.
And what you also said is it's interactive too with the people. They get to know each other, right? A little bit. That's what I thought
absolutely.
I heard you say.
Yes,
right?
The courses, the videos are pre-recorded, so it's a self-progressing course. Anyone can take it from the comfort of their own couch or at their airplane whenever they're traveling. But yes, all students have the ability to interact with each other, learn from each other, communicate with me and communicate with each other, share their experiences, share their insights. It's a great thing to learn when there's a group of people.
I'm going to say right now, everyone should do this. This is not something just for somebody who thinks you're emotionally imbalanced. Well, we all are anyway, right? So, it's for everyone. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Overcome your biology. I love the way that you use the water and the ocean has the analogy of our, it's awesome. Real quickly, how did you get into this real quick?
By accident, by a miracle. I was never planning on being a coach. My parents wanted me to be an architect. I wanted to be a veterinarian. So I actually studied at Kamilla University. I studied architecture. Didn't really finish it. Then I went to school to study veterinary science. Was working in the veterinary field for almost 20 years. However, there's always things that happen to us, and and it changes us. Sometimes there are tragic moments, tragical events, because the good things don't really do anything to us. And my life has not always been easy. But what I have learned, that in the course of my life, whatever has happened, it happened for a reason. Because right now, from today, actually, I can look back and connect those dots. Okay, this happened because, I had to be where I am today.
It is totally that way. And when nothing happens by mistake, I really truly believe that. Here I am today, 13 years later, doing something in my life I would have never thought I'd do.
Or maybe it's something that we have learned to actually be good at something, And then if we take that chance,
You
that's
give-
where we are.
And that's
This
when you
is our
take that leap.
success.
We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win this 3-week course. It's Overcome Your Biology. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Call in here, get it. We're going to talk further when we come back. Are you liking it? Are you liking what I'm doing?
I like it. You saved me.
Okay, but hold on, we're still live, so what we're gonna do is this, we're gonna talk a little bit further. I wanna talk about when you do these classes with everyone, when, do you find that some people, when they first start the class, everybody has their emotions, their walls are up,
Absolutely.
right? As you go on in the 3-week course, do you find when you start to feel how people are better
Absolutely,
and open up?
opening themselves
Uh-huh.
up, and absolutely, the awareness is there eventually, because people doing things without really recognizing it's like a behavior that we have learned from a lot of times when we were children. I mean, we create our personalities already created at the age of 5. And a lot of times the model of the world is of that child, of that 5-year-old child. That's how we see it.
Right.
And when they open themselves, it's actually amazing because, it's not something that people can change really quickly. You cannot go from things like, I'm not good enough at something to I'm the most amazing person in the world. But there's other things. We can see how good we are at something else. You don't have to have the same path. We can change roads.
Yes. Do you think that even though these questions here that you've given me, that I've kind of hit most of them in a differently?
No,
Yeah.
it's very good. It's a
I'm gonna make
really
sure.
nice conversation.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm going to talk to you when you're done about my thoughts about some of this, but unfortunately, it's our first time together, and when we get to know each other, the more that we do, the better it is on
Learning
that
each
kind of
other
stuff.
too, yes.
Right.
So yes, that COVID thing, it has changed the world, and I talk to people about their body, their mind, their spirit, and the energy and the spiritual part. It doesn't really mean that I tell my clients to go ahead and believe in some kind of a God, because it has nothing to do with religion. In a modern world, spirituality is confused with religion a lot of times because it's been used so often. But you can be spiritual but not religious, and vice versa, religious but not spiritual. And the key of spirituality is acceptance.
Oh, okay. See, that's cool. The key of what?
Spirituality is acceptance. So if we accept
See, I try to write down things that you say too, and repeat them.
And if you accept those things, anything, then it's just so
Anything is
much
possible.
easier.
Yeah.
Anything is
But
possible.
it's not easy to do.
It is not.
I
Talk is
have
cheap.
an example that I will say here. So I have something where I have a brother who, after my father died, took some stuff, did things that was not necessarily right. Another one that passed, so it all happened. So there's only one there, and because he is either embarrassed or whatever, he chooses to not have anything to do. And as much as everyone will say, well, just deal with it, Kara, I still can't. Here we go. Maybe I'll tell you what I mean afterwards. And that's emotionally,
Yes.
that's where it is. Here we go. So welcome back. We're live on Facebook. We are talking with Kamilla, and I'm calling her Millie because I'm getting to know her here
Thank
now.
you.
And you do free consultations with people, 45-minute consultations. You
Yes.
work globally with people because now with Zoom and Skype and all of that. Your website is Virtuous Circle -kb.com. This that we're talking about here, emotional intelligent energy healing and how she's put those three together. The course that she's come up with, this 3-week course, Overcome Your Biology. Guys, let me tell you, I mean, I'm sitting here talking for myself. As I say this to you guys, I'm saying it to me too. We all have issues that we're dealing with. We certainly all know somebody, especially right now, that are dealing with anger. People have a lot of anger. They're scared. So many things. And we've got our lines open here. This course that she has, it's a 3-week course. It's daily, that you can basically do whenever you want at your convenience. And it's emotional regulation, how to learn how to deal with your emotions, recognize what they are, been learning how to deal with them. But also what you do is, you said that you bring in that energy healing, what helps it. You can't have, when there's a missing link, it doesn't always work. So this is why you need it all. This is, everyone's getting entered in to win this. It's a $200 value, free to you or anyone you know. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Okay, you also said something at the break, because we've been live here on Facebook, and one of the things that you said was that the key to spirituality is acceptance.
Right. I work with my clients on their spirituality as well, but that doesn't mean that I tell them that they have to believe in some kind of a religion if they're not, because being religious, it doesn't mean someone can be spiritual, and vice versa. Being spiritual does not necessarily mean that you are religious. So spirituality is, the key for spirituality is acceptance. So accepting some situations, accepting yourself, accepting how things are, accepting the things that we are going through right now, is going to help us to figure out how to do it, instead of sitting home, God damn it, I hate this situation, what am I going to do, I lost my job. You know, maybe this is the moment where you actually lost your job, maybe you can find a better one. Do something about this. Just like me, I was working with clients one-on-one, but because of Corona, I thought creating an online course was amazing, because this way, if I would have that course and work with person one-on-one, this would be a $1,500 price tag for
You were saying that. Mm-hmm.
Like this, I was able, and I can work only with one person at a time, so I cannot really help a lot of people, but that one person, and not many people can afford it. People have serious financial issues right now. So, but moving this online, I still am in contact with those people on a daily basis. I can help so many more people, and this is so important. An important part is I can make it affordable for just about anyone. So it's amazing. Corona actually helped me doing that.
The number to call here for this course, whether it's for you or someone else, 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. I love your passion that you have. You do say that you do free consultations with people. Sometimes you may want to just talk to her first. Her phone number to call is 929-245-8130. We want people right now. We want people to get entered into this, because this is something that can help. You know, first of all, I think acceptance is really big, but I think understanding what those, triggers are, knowing how you handle things, learning about yourself. Once you start being able to learn that, that's when you can start being able to accept a little bit more. I'm sure it goes on, and you said that in the beginning, a lot of people have their walls up, and this is kind of, but then you see as the days go on, how they bring them down. And I'm sure it's wonderful, especially I think also to be able to work with other people and talk to other people within that whole thing as well, because sometimes when you know that other people are in the same shoes as you, it makes it so much easier.
That's what makes people coaches. To coach something, I had to go through something and get out of this. And it made me good at something else.
Sure.
And now I know how hard it used to be regulating emotions, because I've been there. I went through those things, and I came out, and I'm not trying to be cocky right now, but I'm really, really good at that now.
That number to call here for it is 602-277-5369. Toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. In your own words instead of mine, how do you explain the meaning of overcome your biology?
Imagine being a hawk. You know how they glide up in the sky and watching everything what's going on Earth, and they can spot that tiny little mouse, and they can predict its every move, and then right there, that's dinner. Imagine being that hawk and being able to observe your own self and your emotions and know what exactly situation it's going to and predict your responses to situations and use your thoughts, because with thoughts we can sometimes turn the heat up or down. And thoughts, yes, they could create emotions, but it's mostly the triggers, emotional triggers, the situation that we have learned sometimes from our childhood.
You know, I love the way that you use your different analogies. They're awesome. I also want to talk too about this too. So many people, when you talk about emotionals and somebody says, you know, get it together, right? They'll say that to you, just get it together. Every person, their biology their makeup is different. So is it true that when you're dealing with emotions, one person might be affected by what they were born with, let's say? Is that true? That might affect their the way that not their energy, what it is, their emotions are?
There is a part in our brain that it's called Limbic System that stores our emotions and memory. There's that one part. So whatever we learn since we were born, we learn how to speak, we learn shapes, we learn colors, we learn how to feel, touch, and every memory creates some kind of emotion. Like you see something for the first time and you either like it or you don't, and we store those emotions. And then, okay, I don't like this, so you're not gonna like this for the rest of your life. And these are memories. So it's nothing, we can't control emotions. Emotions are there for us to be able to connect with other people, to build communities. We need the emotions. And it's something like our heartbeat. You can't control that. But we can learn strategies, we can learn things to not allow emotions to run our lives.
We have to overcome
our lives.
Right. I think that's amazing.
To take control
of our own selves. And we've been talking about this since March, it seems like, about taking control of our lives, taking control of our health. Yeah, that's all wonderful, and being boosting your immune system is all fantastic. But what about your inner self, your inner health, your emotions and what you're dealing with? Huge. So this course that we've got here for everyone to get entered in to win, it's a live online course. It's for 3 weeks, a daily course that you take. How long are the classes?
The classes range from, the videos range from 5 to 15 minutes. However, there is homework and there is exercise, and however it's gonna take you to.
And you can do it at your convenience, when it's good for you. Basically it's learning emotional regulation, so that you can learn to cope with your emotions. It's called Overcome Your Biology. We've got everyone getting entered in to win, and it's a $200 value, free to you or anyone you know. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. She does free 45-minute consultations with people. If you want to talk to her directly, she works globally through Zoom and Skype. You can check her out on her website. It's Virtuous Circle KB.com. You can also call her. It is 929-245-8130. Easiest thing, guys, if you can relate to anything we're saying here, and I know you can, because everyone can, our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We have less than a minute. How would you teach people how to communicate better, real quick?
We have 3 brains: our heart, our gut, and our head, and they all have to be connected to each other. So it's really true. Even if you give a piece of heart to a neuroanatomist, he will not be able to tell the difference between that piece and brain matter, because it's so full of atoms. So heart is an organ of knowledge, is a center of perception. So we have to align. If there is something that you feel with your heart, but heart is against it,
it all has to go together. It all has to connect. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win this 3-week course. It's Overcome Your Biology, 602-277-5369.